We looked at data around sort of when these companies were forming, and it was very apparent that the majority of them formed right as part of the commodities super cycle, as people are calling it. So I think the data clearly showed that companies were taking advantage of the cycle and raising equity in the good times. And not surprising, that translates to, over the past few years, there's been much fewer new listings on these exchanges because people don't tend to list in a down cycle. I hope that people take from the report probably three things. First, that the Toronto Stock Exchange and the Toronto Venture Exchange are the most prominent exchanges for junior miners looking to raise capital in the markets. So they are the most prominent by far. Two, that these exchanges are still the most relevant, even with the number of delistings that have happened. And three, that companies are really active in this sector doing M&A. And now that the commodity cycle has, I think, reached the trough and is slowly moving back to an uptrend, we're just going to see more and more M&A activity, which will probably contribute to more delistings, but I would think at a slower volume. Companies are at least being able to raise financing. There's been a lot of private placements happening and new capital being raised, and I know people are looking at the exchanges with a better degree of certainty around, I think we can actually raise money here. And especially given what's going on in the global economy right now and what's happening in particular in the UK, I think more and more people will be looking at these two exchanges as a great place to list.